All right, we're back here at the studio in Cooper Creek Square. 20 shops and restaurants. Definitely stop down here. It's a great one-stop shop. I was just at the sushi bar last night having a little happy hour. They have an incredible happy hour. Buy one, get one. Sushi rolls and discounts on drinks, 5 to 5:30. Hit that. Right now, my guest is Grand County's Commissioner Merrit Linke. How you doing, Merrit?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me up here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on our show. And Merrit is a true local. I mean, you're going to get a lot of people that are say, I'm local. That could mean I've been here 2 years, might even be it's my first season here.
Right.
But you're legit. I mean, you're not only born and raised here, but you've got a long lineage.
That's right. And the story that goes along with that is my great-grandfather, Emil Linke.
Emil?
Emil, E-M-I-L.
Okay.
Emil, yeah, Emil, E-M-I-L. German immigrant, came to the United States somewhere maybe 1875 or so. Well, it was the gold rush kind of thing, and he was a carpenter by trade. So he worked his way west as a carpenter, but he got caught up in the gold fever business, and they actually went to Silverton. And he had a mine down there called the Iowa, which all the mines in that area at that time were called the Iowa because
The Iowa?
yeah,
Huh.
I don't know why for sure.
Okay.
But anyway, he had two partners, so there were three men on this mine, and it was actually making a little money. They were hitting some silver, I think. Well, one of the partners got killed in a mine cave-in, and the other partner, and the stories are conflicting a little bit. One story says he got killed in a gunfight, and the other one says it was an avalanche. But either way, my grandfather says, these odds are not looking so great here. I'm getting out of this. So he goes, and I'm cutting a lot of the details out, but he goes back to Denver because there was a really big German community.
Man, I mean, that's a long move, too.
Yeah, it is.
This isn't I just load up my Grand Am and head north.
This is the horseback or walking or whatever, but they had a big German community in Denver at that time. So he met up with my great-grandmother, Sophie Linke, and she settled down. Apparently he liked to take the schnapps pretty regular and party and dance all night long.
You'd fit in our town well.
Yeah, that's right. So she kind of calmed him down and convinced him to sell out. He had some money from the mine because he sold this out, and to outfit a ranch. So they loaded up all their belongings.
What is this, around 1883?
1883 or 79, somewhere in there.
Okay.
They actually first established here in 83. So somewhere in there, they probably came up maybe, or he came up before that.
And were they giving land away at the time? I mean, how?
Homesteading.
Yeah.
They homesteaded.
Okay.
So they filed their homestead claim in 1883. So they loaded up everything they owned and bought, say, 15 or 20 cows, nobody knows for sure, and probably hired a couple of cowboys, and came over Birth had passed.
So it was still more or less the same route that you're taking today.
The same route, except for obviously it's not pavement, and if you can imagine, how
big
it's
drop
off, and taking cattle probably that they may have purchased at Georgetown because they had railroad to Georgetown at that time. So they trailed these cattle over to Grand County to the original place where actually I live today, and started a homestead, which at that time was 160 acres. So, and it was late in the
Is it
season.
still 160?
Still, it's not 160. It's a lot more than 160 because they kept adding on over the years. But if you can imagine how tough those people had to be, because my great-grandmother was pregnant at the time.
We joke that mountain living's a little interesting today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's with, a three-lane highway and a...
Right, and a heater in your car that works, and all that kind of stuff. So they had to get a place to live, shelter, get food, find a place or some feed for the cattle put up. And the great-grandmother was pregnant, so they had to get all this taken care of in that first winter and survive. So they did, and they made it, and they ended up they raised 11 children, or 9 children. They had 11, but raised 11 to adulthood.
Now, did a lot of them stick around? I mean, do you have an endless string of family in town?
No, only out of that original 9 that survived to adulthood, only 2 stayed in Grand County, my grandfather and his brother. They stayed in Grand County. And both of those families still have descendants here, one of which is me, and my dad is still here, and my mom, but bought a place adjoining the original place, which all these places, every kid that was born got a homestead. So that's how they acquired more land.
So you live on the ranch. I mean,
I live on the ranch.
So you're still on the ranch.
I'm still on the ranch.
Homesteaded back. That's
and actually
incredible.
in the original location, in terms of the 160 acres that my great-grandfather homesteaded, that's where we live.
Okay, so it's not that you just grew up on the ranch, stayed on the ranch, and have always been on the ranch.
No, that's true.
What was your path after high school? Where did you end up?
After high school, and I graduated from Middle Park High School, and I had 5 siblings, 2 brothers and 3 sisters. So I graduated from Middle Park High School, and I went to college out in Sterling, Northeastern Junior College, and I actually have a son going out there now. And then I went on, and I got into the rodeoing business.
So you did get out of town for a little while.
Got out of town.
We're going to have to take a little break, and then we'll come back and talk about what you did after or in school and after
Okay.
school, and then how you got back up here.
Sounds good.
All right. With that, we're going to go see what's going on outside.